guys, Meredith Gorman here, and are you still not subscribed to Matt's channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
UFC Baku back in Azerbaijan for Fiziev versus Torres for a fight night card. Early start. Keep that in mind on the East Coast. Breakfast and fights. Love it. Love it. You got the whole day to yourself. A lot of guys from that region will be on this card. It's actually a fairly good card. A lot of good fights. So excited for this one, including Magomedov, Shair. The Bullet is the co-main event against Michel Pereira. Fun one there. Some decent fights on this card. We'll break down the main card like always, provide free picks, leans, fades, market talk, value, and more. Systemsportscapping.com or link.me/systemcapping for client opportunities. Currently handicapping the UFC, PGA, and the World Cup. A lot of success in the World Cup so far. Like this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Tons of podcasts and videos on their way. Obviously, NFL's around the corner. May start doing some short reaction videos as well, so look out for that. Got a Dustin Poirier reaction in the tank. Going to try to see if those get some traction on YouTube. World Cup knockout stage pod. I'm going to try to do one. It's like a day break, so I don't know if I will or not, but we will try to put one out on Saturday, so look out for that via podcast, just going over the recap of the group stage and what to look forward in the knockout stages. UFC Vegas 119 recap. It was a nice card. It was a card I actually stayed away from client. Didn't have a client card, but a bunch of winners given out on the podcast. Hopefully you tailed those. Cop obviously got it done. I did like Cop to get it done. He did. Took some time to get going. Round 1 was close. Lost round 2. And then round 3, he found the finish. I expected a later finish or a decision win. He was able to get that done there with a later finish in round 3. He has the power, right? He has the power to knock out guys, and that's what he was able to do against Torres, who showed up early in that fight. Cop should be next for the title shot, no doubt about it. He will be next against Van. Sterling gets it done. Biggest win so far over Kutalaba. He was the play, even though I hated the price, right? Minus 300 or more. He proved, I guess, to live up to that bigger price, even though Kutalaba put up a fairly decent fight early in that one. Rodriguez was the play over Emil all along. Not by submission. I didn't see it by submission. Thought he would get a win, though. Much needed win for him, right? Maybe this starts a run for him. He's been struggling as of late, but this is a good win for Rodriguez. Magomedov comes on the scene, gets the finish as expected. No surprise there. Big price, so you have to pay up for that. Round 1 finish, so it definitely paid off. Let's get into this card, guys. Let's get into this card. Early start time, like I mentioned. Get those bets in before Friday. My bets usually go on Friday anyways, after weigh-ins. I like to see weigh-ins. I don't want to see any issues on the scale. I always suggest that to you guys. Main event. Fiziev minus 115 versus Torres 105. Close fight. The market agrees with it. I agree with the market. Not an easy fight to call from a handicapping standpoint. We'll break it down, see if we can find a winner. Fiziev, what does he have left? That's the big question here. When you're looking at this fight, what does Fiziev have left? He's lost 4 of his last 5. However, look who it's against. Right? If you told me Fiziev is going to lose 4 of his last 5 a few years ago, I would call you crazy. I was high on him. A lot of people are high on him. It's just he stepped in the deep end and he just wasn't good enough. Right? Rufi, last time out, got finished. Could be a next champion in this division, guys. Justin Gaethje twice. Look what he just did to Paddy Pimblett and Topuria. Can't blame him there. And then Gamrot's just tough because he wrestles a lot. Tough fight, right? So I can't, for all those guys, I can't say anything. I think this is a good fight for him to bounce back. Torres, winner 4 of his last 5. His one loss to Bonamundos, and that's who Fiziev actually beat in his one loss. Fiziev has, the much better resume of guys he fought. Torres hasn't really shown he can beat a guy at this level. Right? His best wins, what? Dawson and Dober. Can't compare them to Fiziev. But how much does Fiziev have left? That's the big question here. I can't tell you. But I can tell you a couple things. One, his resume and the guys that he's losing to are the best in the world. Two, he's fighting at home. Should be somewhat of an advantage here. He's not super old, 32, 33. I wouldn't say he's at the prime of his career, but he has taken a lot of damages. He's been in a lot of tough fights. So if Fiziev is able to usually avoid the big shot, get finished, that's what Torres likes to look for. Torres is a first-round guy, round one guy. 11 straight fights have finished in the first round. Either he got finished or he finished the fight. Last time he'd been outside of the first round was in 2018. So if Fiziev avoids the early finish, second, third, fourth round, it's all his fight, right? So keep that in mind, guys. 5-round fight, that favors Fiziev 100%. So there's question marks for Fiziev. That's why I can't go all in here. I'm leaning Fiziev on minus 115. There's some minus 110s out there as well. I'm seeing the live board in front of me now. There's some 110s out there. So Fiziev is the way I'm going to bet for the podcast purposes. If I do bet it personally for clients, it'll be a smaller unit just because Torres is live. He's live, and is Fiziev done? Is he at the end of his career? I don't know. Just from what I'm seeing, there is that possibility. However, he's fighting the best in the world, the best of the best. Torres is not the best in the world. Good fighter, just not the best in the world. He hasn't proven to me he can win against a guy like Fiziev, and he hasn't proven to me he can go outside of the first round. So more question marks with Torres. That's why I'm going to lean Fiziev. Should be a fun fight. A fight that I can almost guarantee there's no guarantees. If anyone says I have a lock or they have a guarantee, don't listen to them. However, 90%, 9 out of 10 times. When you really like something, say it's 9 out of 10 times. Say it's 90%. That this fight does not go 5 rounds. I can guarantee that. I can almost guarantee there's a finish in this one. If it went 5, I would be absolutely shocked. So 90% this fight does not make the judges' scorecards. Fun one we're in store for. Magomedov minus 350 versus Pereira plus 275. I think the line's off. I think there's value here on Pereira at plus 275. Magomedov, again, right, doesn't fight a ton. He only can fight when it goes overseas or to these regions because he can't go to the U.S. due to his eye. Remember, he has one eye, guys. He can't fight in all commissions. He can't fight in his states. Keep that in mind. Pereira, though, 14 losses. What does he really have left? Not the smartest fighter. Not a guy you want a back unless it's a dog like this. If it's big plus money, sure. You could take a shot for a smaller unit. But the way he wins this fight is to wrestle, chain wrestle more. Is he going to do that? I doubt it, guys. But that's the path. We know the path to beat Magomedov. Take him down. He's not a wrestler. He's a striker. Yes, from this region, it's surprising, but he does not wrestle, guys. So Pereira's path, use his strength, get the fight down to the ground, hold him there, and win a boring fight. Is Pereira going to do that? Probably not. Let's be honest, guys. Pereira's a flashy, let's strike, let's try some wheel kicks and see what happens. And Magomedov likes to do that too. So you expect that to be the fight. A striking battle. And if it's a striking battle, Magomedov wins 9 out of 10 times, guys. So you're banking on, if you bet Pereira at plus 275, there's some slight value there, but you're banking on that he's going to wrestle. I can't sit here and tell you that that's what he's going to do. But if he wants to win the fight, that's what he needs to do. So again, Because I don't think he will wrestle for 3 rounds, and I don't believe he can due to his cardio issues at times, Magomedov should win this fight. On the feet, catch him with some big shots, more flashy shots, more volume, and I'm leaning Magomedov do that. Just the price is terrible. How do you bet it? And yeah, I would lean a decision for Magomedov. You get that at plus money. But the finish is possible. Lean the Magomedov decision, plus money. That's the way I can look here. I'm not going to call you guys crazy if you put some small unit on Pereira plus 275 due to his path of wrestling. Salikov minus 240 versus Camilo plus 195. He's fighting at home here, Salikov. Coming off his first loss to Zaim. Good fighter. Zaim's been on a nice run, even though he lost it the last time out. But Salikov, this is a good spot for him. He should win this fight. It's a little tricky because Camilo does have a path. The path is to wrestle, get some ground control time and win the fight there. Camilo 101 in UFC, lower volume, not a great striker, guys. Raw striker, he's a younger guy. Salikov's very well-rounded, right? He can kind of do everything. He trains with Sterling, so a lot of wrestling for this camp. Trains with Marab. Don't believe Camilo's going to be able to hold him down for 3 rounds. Remember, he's going to go to judges' scorecards. They're going to lean Salikov if it goes there. I don't believe these judges are going to factor in these takedowns as much. Salikov is the better striker, boxer. I'm leaning his way. I don't love the 240. I'm not in the business of betting him minus 240. Right? That's not something you want to do, but I believe it's a good matchup at home to bounce back, to avoid 2 straight losses. And I don't believe Camilo is going to be able to just hold him down, right? He is the better wrestler. I just don't believe he can hold him down there. So that's the way I'm going to look here. A fight I can see, though, going 3 rounds. Camilo stealing 1 round because he actually was able to hold him there. It's just a close fight. It's not worth the 240, guys. You want to improve it? Take Salikov by decision, but I think he's alive to finish him as well. He does have some power at times, sneaky submission game. But yeah, it's just not excited about this one at all, and I can't get to the underdog because I think it sets up good for Salikov at home. Fun one here. Askarov minus 275 versus Bruno Ferreira plus 225. Askarov seems to be back on track after back-to-back wins. Remember that Robert Whittaker fight? Short notice fight? Got finished early in that one. Maybe not as good as we thought, but still very good. Ferreira, won't be an easy fight. I do believe he gets the job done, though. Probably my favorite on this card. Ferreira's moved to a 185 where he's not as big. Smaller guy, right? 5'9", 5'10". Has some power, but just not technical. I do believe he can be taken down as well. So I think Askarov, we know he's well-rounded. I think he can get this fight down to the ground if he wants. He'll be the bet here. I do believe he has a striking and volume advantage here. He's just going to have to watch out for the big shot, which I do believe that's what he does good against. Guys that just can find one big shot, I think he'll be ready for that. And if he is worried, I believe he can get this fight down to the ground. Obviously fighting in his region. Bruno coming over from Brazil. Advantage there as well. So 2-1 favorite, I agree with. Getting closer to 3, I don't. That's where we're seeing now. Ferreira probably should get a little more respect. He has been in there with some good guys. But Askarov is the play. Probably my favorite on this card I talked about so far. Last one we'll talk about is another good fight, guys. A lot of good fights on this card. Magomedov minus 115 versus Oleg. Michael Oleg. I don't like to pronounce his last name because I can't, guys. It's a good fight. Good fight. And I think the path is there for Abus Magomedov. And it's to wrestle. Right? Oleg, we know, terrible takedown defense, no wrestling, just power on the feet, likes to strike. If Magomedov decides to just wrestle, get this down to the ground, use his well-rounded skill set, I think he win this fight. Oleg will throw more. He has more volume, has the power on the feet. It's just the takedown defense has struggled. His wrestling is bad, guys. Oleg won a little nice run. Mikey O, they call him as well. After 3 straight wins, it's lesser competition though, right? Mago coming off a Pfeiffer loss. Good fighter. Can't really blame him for that one. He did get submitted though. A little concerning. He is concerning also with his cardio at times. Right, 3 straight wins prior to that loss. Michael Pereira, nice one in there. Ferreira, 2 guys that are on this card, funny enough. Oleg has the power on the feet to KO Mago. But I expect him to be prepared for it. I think he can mix in some grappling and wrestling. I'm going to lean Magomedov here. The price isn't terrible. Hard to pick a decision or outcome in this one. So Magomedov will be the look here on the money line. Could make a client card here. I am a little worried about the power from Oleg. I do believe he's improved a ton when he moved to his training camp, to the Fighting Nerds. Something to mention as well. So I think the market line is right. You're taking a little bit of a risky shot. I think Magomedov wins this fight 6 or 7 out of 10 times, which is not always enough to bet for me. If I do, it's a smaller unit because I do see a path here for Oleg. But for podcast purpose, Magomedov will be the play. I do think he can mix in some wrestling nicely here to steal it. That will do it, guys. That will do it. Back to going to watch the FIFA World Cup. Obviously, I've been really focused and dialed in to the FIFA this month. Obviously, future card pending. We've been doing well on the regular plays as well. I think our 4-0 run right now in the World Cup. So it's been fun to watch. My Netherlands team is playing today. That big win, 5-1 over Sweden. That was a nice one. Hopefully they can make a run here. That will do it, guys. That will do it. Like I always say, bet smart and know your limits. Wake up early and watch these fights.